The Golden State Warriors just beat the New York Knicks without Jalen Brunson. Um, Listen, y'all. The Warriors look very dangerous. Look very dangerous. While the New York Knicks seem like a team that is two pieces away from being a real threat in the East. We'll talk about both. Let's start with the Golden State Warriors first. Listen, the record in the Jimmy Butler era has completely flipped their season around. They look like a team. There was a time where they were like the second or first seed in the West. Granted, that was really early in the season. Then they just, in a bottomless pit, fell. And looked like they were going to be literally the worst team in the lottery for Cooper Flag or something. That's what it looked like, right? And then they made a trade for Jimmy Butler after like 2 months of people being like Steph Curry's washed. He used all the rest of his talent for the Olympic, whatever kind of bull people are saying about Steph Curry, completely ignoring the fact that he's like at the time, now he's 37, but he was like 36 years old starting the season, having a lesser break than most of the players because he went to the Olympics and everything, and he's getting doubled, sometimes triple teamed every single time he touches the ball because no one else on the court can score because out of nowhere during that skyfall, part of that reason was Buddy Hield cannot shoot the ball. He regressed to like a player like Buddy Hield's known for shooting threes. Obviously not as great as Steph Curry or Clay, but he's known for shooting threes. He came to Golden State and just forgot how to shoot threes. Like he cannot hit. There were shots tonight where he Draymond Green looked like a better 3-point shooter than Buddy Hield. Like it was really bad. Obviously, Karl-Anthony Towns is a known 3-point shooting big man, just like Joel Embiid. With that being said, if you're Buddy Hield, you're a guard. You should be able, I think he's a shooting guard, you should be able to shoot threes better than bigs. I don't care how specialized these bigs are. You should be able to shoot the ball better, at least more efficiently. He just cannot shoot the ball. And now in the Jimmy Butler era, they look way more dangerous. Jimmy still hasn't had a very great signature Jimmy Butler game yet. Obviously, people are waiting for playoff Jimmy. I'm in the camp where I would like to see a vintage Jimmy Butler game. Not even a vintage Jimmy Butler game. I would like to just see a great Jimmy Butler game going into the playoffs because then I know he can definitely turn on in the playoffs. Not that I don't believe in Jimmy Butler. I just want to see what this version of Jimmy Butler is. Meaning the Jimmy Butler in this new Golden State Warriors system that he's probably not used to. Because every team he's been on, he's been the guy. Now, obviously, who was on the Timberwolves were Karl and Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins. They prioritized Karl-Anthony Towns. In my opinion, Jimmy Butler was the best person on that team. Obviously, when Jimmy Butler got injured on that team, they fell. When they were like, I think they were like second in the West at one point. Going to transferring over to Philly, you have Joel Embiid and everything. But I'm telling you, there's many reasons why that team worked, but Jimmy Butler was the driving force in Philly. He really was. Obviously, JJ Redick played a huge part in that, and also obviously Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. But Jimmy Butler was really, really, really in there, and arguably he was one of the best players, if not the best player on that team. Now, going to Miami, we already know what Miami's situation is. So now going to Golden State, Jimmy Butler is not the best player on the team. It's Steph Curry. Steph Curry is not even close. So I want to see at this age and this mindset, I want to see what this version of Jimmy Butler looks like in the playoffs. And I would like to see that towards the end of the regular season going into the playoffs. So we'll see. But I mean, they look really sharp. They look really good. This team reminds me of their recent championship team, like what was it, 2022? Summer of 2022, because in my opinion, they have a lot of defensive dogs on that team. Like, they don't care who they have to pick up, they're going to pick it up. They're going to have active hands. They're going to shuffle. They're going to hound to the ball. They're going to box. I mean, Moses Moody has some amazing box outs tonight on some key defensive possessions that help the Warriors keep the Knicks at bay, because the Knicks were doing everything in their power to win this game, and they almost did. So, with Draymond being the leader of that defense, and really they go as far as Draymond goes, even when Draymond's not on the court, you do see the defense waning quite a bit, but they do pick up the pieces with like Guy Santos, and I think that's his name, Guy Santos, I believe, number 15, and then obviously Jimmy Butler, and then you have, listen, I was in the camp that GP2 probably had to get traded for another piece, and you may get traded in the offseason for a new piece, and I wouldn't be terribly mad about that, but this masked version of GP2, Gary Payton II, is a baller. Defensively, offensive rebounds, Lob City, like, Kuminga and him were connecting like Chris Paul and DeAndre Jordan for a second for a play or two here, so it's been nice. So all the pieces are coming together for them. They have started to gel. Steph Curry does not have to be double or triple. Well, he gets double teamed still, but he doesn't get triple teamed. Because I'm telling you, at a point in the season, he was legitimately getting triple teamed because not a single player on the court with him could make their own shot. Like, he had to initiate every single thing. So if he didn't score, they weren't going to score. So now that's not the case. And now even if Jimmy Butler only gets like 6, 9, 12 points here and there in the game, he's still a viable threat. And if you just leave him open, like what happened with the Knicks tonight, what was killing them was that they kept losing track of Jimmy Butler. And Draymond Green is too good of a passer, and he's going to find the open man. He's going to make the right play. So Golden State is looking really dangerous. I'm really liking what they're doing. And I do think that Jimmy Butler, if not this season, next season, will be a really key figure in helping Golden State get to that championship level again, which is great. Going to the Knicks, I think, well, I said they're 2 pieces away. The Knicks are one of those teams where they show so much promise, and they have a tremendous amount of talent. And in my personal opinion, I actually like the Knicks bench a lot more than most people do. And I do think that Tom Thibodeau is holding them back a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. I do think his lack of playing his guys as much is really starting to hurt this team's chemistry for a couple years now. I'm not talking about them hating him or anything. I'm just saying just reps. Some of these players need reps, bro. And I mean, like, on an average, like, if you don't know Tom Thibodeau's type of team, some players never see the light of day, bro. Let alone, like, enough to really get on-court experience, enough to gel with the other players. And it's just, he runs these really tight, especially in the playoffs, really tight lineups. And I just feel like it's starting to get to the point now where, like, the guys have played in the system for a couple years, and it's starting to get to them. And if not the injuries, it's just they're just fatigued, man. They're just tired. I mean, you have Mitchell Robinson that just came off an injury. I know they're trying to ramp him back up, and he needs the minutes and everything, but I mean, like, damn, bro. Now, it didn't help that, obviously, Karl-Anthony Towns had, like, 3 fouls in the first half, so I understand. But still, I just feel like Thibodeau, there's a coach or two out there that I would really like to maximize this window of Brunson, Karl-Anthony Towns, and OG Anunoby. I know that's the 3 I'm going with, but, like, those, I really like those 3 players, and I really think they play very, very well with each other. As a matter of fact, last postseason, I feel like OG doesn't get hurt. I don't think the Knicks lose to the Pacers. I'm sorry, I just don't. I think OG matches up very well with them, and it's a nightmare for the Pacers. But anyway, a healthy OG, and so yeah, I like what they have. I think obviously they need more scoring because you see with Brunson out, like completely out of the lineup, they don't have consistent enough scoring. And this is something that's also, matter of fact, I should say too, that's Golden State's problem, and has been the problem this season and last season as well, is that they have these lapses where, like, if Curry's not playing, or even when he is playing, because of how the style of which he plays, there's a lot of turnover. And Golden State's always been a turnover problem with Steve Kerr's offense, but they turn the ball over, and you can't afford that when your offense isn't, like, lethal. The Golden State, don't get me wrong, they have a really powerful offense. They found the groove again, but it's far from lethal because they do commit a lot of turnovers. And if you're a team that can capitalize on turnovers, Golden State's going to lose 9 times out of 10. because they just turn the ball over way too much. They don't know how to not turn the ball over. And I just feel like that's a big thing to them. So when going back to the Knicks, you have these situations where they just have these scoring droughts. Now tonight they did a good job because Mikal Bridges got some shots up, mid-range threes. Deuce McBride got some timely shots up, kept them in the game going to the half. I believe the score was like 54-50 or something like that, I think, going to the half. So it's I really like Deuce getting more play time because I feel like he's just a shot maker. Like he's just someone who can make shots. And I need to look back at like the Knicks roster, see where he fits in that starting lineup. But I don't know. Something's got to shuffle. Something's got to change because I'm talking about with the lineup they have, right? Like Deuce needs to get more because he just can create shots. He can create and make shots. Less create, but more make. He's a shot maker. He can make his shots and timely shots too. Which I think the Knicks definitely, when they do make timely shots, they're a very powerful team. And I think against a team like Boston, where they have so much firepower, you're not going to match firepower with Boston. It's really hard. But when Boston has an off night, when Brown or Tatum or both have an off night, the only way you can win, because they have so much firepower, they can survive those nights sometimes, even the playoffs. You have to be able to make your shots. And I think Deuce McBride is someone who's proven that he can do that more than most people on that team. And so about the pieces, they definitely need They need another shot creator, in my opinion. I would like another shot creator. I would really like another shot creator. I need another shot creator, and I would really like another defensive piece for them. I'm not. You know what it is? This is gonna sound so funny. Dante DiVincenzo, man. I know they obviously had a trade for Cat, and I think they won that trade. I really think they did. But that's the type of player they really need on their team. I think they really miss Dante. I think Dante was the perfect piece to this puzzle. I think he's a great hustler, defender. I think he can obviously stretch the floor because he's a 3-point. He can hit the 3-point shot, and he just has that New York Knicks mentality and monster in him. And he wants to start. He wants to play. He wants to grind. He doesn't fear that shit. And that's the kind of guy you need insert in this lineup because sometimes New York goes a little flat and it feels really shaky. I don't know how to really explain that more than that, but they just feel shaky and inconsistent at times. And that shows really badly when they go to a team that's a top contender like Cleveland, like Boston, where they haven't done traditionally well facing great teams like that this season. So like they're missing that another defensive piece, but they're also missing that offensive firepower because when Brunson is sitting or when he's hurt or he's having an off night, especially in the playoffs where they just send double, triple teams at him and just tire him the fuck out, there's no one else really there. And Karl-Anthony Towns fouls too much sometimes, especially in the playoffs. They just know your weaknesses and they use it. So we'll see. But yeah, it was a fun, entertaining game. A good Saturday night matchup. Really liked it. Comment, like, subscribe, share. Let me know what you think about Golden State Warriors. Let me know what you think about the Knicks. And see you on the next one. Peace.